Seems the part.
Sass.
Man, he looks like he's about to. He looks like he's about to split his pants with the slightest breath.
No fucking kidding. So yeah, I got tripped up by Battle Tendency earlier because it's just like the one name of a JoJo series that has like almost nothing to do with what it's actually about. Like, yeah, there's definitely a tendency for battle here.
Do you know the names of all parts offhand, and can you name them now?
Phantom Blood, Battle Tendency, Star Wars Crusaders, Diamonds Unbreakable, Vento Ario, Stone Ocean. I had it just no. Damn it! I should remember part 7. I'm gonna come back to that. And Jojo Leon.
Oh, you're close enough.
Very close.
But I like how you actually said the Italian name for.
I know it's Golden Wind. I just went Vento Ario first because it came faster to me. So this is an interesting turn of events, huh? There's a stone mask that was on the wall when blood on it. Spikes jutted out. And crying bitch baby Dio. Sadly, we don't see ever again, but hey, may as well be par for the course.
I mean, he kind of. Well, this is an act, of course, and he does this exact same thing earlier.
I'm not even fully sure if this. I mean, obviously, this seems like it's an act with the fact that the dad walks right in. But honestly, I can believe him. And oh shit. Yeah.
No, this is 1,000% an act, and he does the act earlier on during the boxing match when he gets the thumb in his eye.
Oh yeah, no, I know that, but damn, it's just like I would be willing to bet he's just breaking down because he has no other recourse right now for losing a fight. But yeah, no, Jonathan's dad's portrait is the worst thing ever. It looks like it's two fucking portraits like spliced into each other.
George Joestar, yeah, that's fantastic. I love that picture.
I know, it's great, and it gets better with his old version.
I think so far, I think that might be my favorite picture in the game is George Joestar.
Oh, we get a variety before the end of this ride. Do not worry about that. So it's briefly mentioned that for some reason Jonathan's mom just kind of bought that mask. I think it was either from an expedition in Mexico or somewhere else, but she was just like, "Yeah, I'll take this," and it's never explained why. Okay.
It's an artifact. One of them, either George or his wife were archaeologists or something.
Yeah.
They had a couple of other historical artifacts too that just go ignored because they're not important. That, or the aristocracy. There was actually a period of time where the British aristocracy were literally buying mummies.
Oh yeah,
straight
right.
From Egypt. That was a thing that happened. It sounds ridiculous, but that was a thing that actually happened.
Is an actual historical term, guys. The raping of Africa, as it were. It's the same time period.
Grave robbing, but that works too.
No, it's an actual term that's used. Yeah. That video, the entire history of the world, I guess. Yeah, that term was used, and people were like bothered by it. But it's also like, no, it's an actual term used for it, like kind of like the raping of Nanjing. Oops.
Rape of Nanking and the rape of Europe.
Yeah. Also, no, seriously, George's old portrait here is old Joseph but melted. Hilarious.
Oh yeah, so their voices changed over now since they're 21 instead of 15.
Right. We should. I told us to put a break on that before, so we could actually just go over basic things first. So, why don't you walk us through some of the voice changes, or some of the voices that we had in the pre-time skip, and now what we have in the post-time skip, because it's kind of funny. Actually, it's very funny.
So, young Jonathan Joestar was voiced by one Mr. Kazuya Nakai. And without me even telling you who that is, you should already be adequately familiar with who they play on just based on the contents of this channel. Zoro, Masamune, etc.
Yup, the best boy.
And his older rendition is played by Katsuyuki Konishi, better known as Diavolo.
Part 5 Diavolo. Is that the anime version? I think it's the anime version.
The anime version, yes. And Dio here, I forget if he gets a different voice when he's an adult, but at least in his youth, He's voiced by Hikaru Midorikawa, who is known for a million things, but to stay within our wheelhouse, Marth, the more recent Japanese voice of Tien, where the original died, and Hiroyui.
Nice.
So yeah, we got, ironically, something of a star-studded cast for this PS2 game. And I guess also the movie, technically.
And now Jonathan has two hilarious and amazing voice actors to his name. One being Ichigo, John Young Bosch, and just one of them being Diavolo. And now I can't unsee Diavolo as Jonathan, and it just gets better the more you think about it.
And Zoro too, technically.
And Zoro as well. So that's that's 3 for 3 with the amazing voice actors right there. God damn, Jonathan, you just. Gee, Jonathan, why does your mom let you have 3 amazing voice actors? Anyway,
now just imagine Jonathan belting out a "Let's party."
Did you mention someone in this game being voiced by Mitsunari, or was that something else that we were talking about? Oh no, right, that was Super Robot Wars. We were talking about Mitsunari's character.
Yeah, that was for one of the background characters in Victory.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting wires crossing my brain. I thought you were talking about that. I thought we were talking about that in one of the streams, but nah, that was Robot Wars. Anyway, so a lot of things have happened off screen.
Hey, Dio, why are you a fucking idiot that would... Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry, never mind. I was gonna say, why is Dio a fucking idiot that would keep evidence of his crimes on hand? And it's like, oh no, wait, no, this is actually George's letter to Dario.
Yeah, so a lot of things are going on. So over the course of the 7 years, I guess Jonathan actually took a direct interest in archaeology thanks to the mask he found, or at least that's what I'm being led to believe with this.
What they end up saying was that Dio realized he couldn't do anything in the moment, so he was like, okay, fine, I'll play nice with them for a little while. They found the mask, and they decided, hey, let's study the mask together. Let's both get university degrees in archaeology.
7 years pass, and they're playing, it seems like they're playing cool for the time being, but Jonathan always has that inkling feeling like, I don't feel like we're friends, but we're not really fighting either, so I'm just going to keep an eye on this. He swapped the papers. I wonder what that was about.
Yeah, this was also before pills were a thing, so pills has a powder. You just straight up just down the powder down your gullet.
Essentially, it was like distributed in like paper slips. It was really weird time period before tablets and shit like that. So, Dio has decided to take a more direct approach with getting the Joestar fortune. I guess you could say. Because 7 years prior, originally I actually believed, I didn't remember this plot point while I was doing the stream, but I originally believed that straight up, Dio's dad just kind of died of natural causes, like from, well, sort of natural causes, from alcohol poisoning and dying of old age and shit like that. So I initially wrote it off, but I was like, oh, right. Dio probably poisoned his dad. I don't begrudge him for that.
Dio was slowly poisoning his dad due to his father abusing both him and indirectly being the cause of the death of his wife / Dio's mother.
Was it implied the wife committed suicide?
No.
Okay. Getting wires crossed again.
And the only person that Dio ever connected with when he was young was his mother, so with him having no one else in the world he could turn to, he was like, okay, I'm done with this shit. Time to die, daddy.
Hardened the heart became a vindictive as a defense mechanism. It's funny seeing Dio in part 1 having inklings of actually a legitimately interesting and fascinating character, and also the byproduct of child abuse. Hey, yeah, child abuse. Boy, that shit's bad for you. Anyway.
Yeah, it'll do that to you.
Yeah, shit will do that to you, man. And then part 3, we just completely lose it. And just stick it at the end. Oops.
Part 3, Dio is not a character. He's just a mindless final boss.
Part 3, Dio is more like that secret final boss you have at like the end of the game, where it's like, yeah, you're powerful and you're ominous, but like you don't have any connection to the story, really. I mean, he sort of does, but nothing engaging at all.
See, that's sort of the problem, is that Dio loses all of his intrigue in Part 3. He gets it back retroactively during Part 6 when you see all of the flashbacks between him and Pucci and Do You Believe in Gravity?
There's also so little done with the fact that, you know, Giorno is Dio's son. Well, I guess mostly Jonathan's son, but you know what I mean.
Oh no, it's completely glossed over. That has no impact on literally anything.
Yeah, I wanted to see more done with that. That's so fucking sad in hindsight.
The only reason that's there is to give any connection to previous parts, because without it, Part 5 is entirely standalone.
Yeah.
And Araki wasn't ready to go standalone just yet. He would need another 10 years.
And even then, that wouldn't be completely standalone forever. Oops.
Which reminds me, now that JoJolion ended 2 months ago now, they've already announced that a Part 9 is coming, a spin-off is coming, and another spin-off of Part 4 is coming too.
I'm not trying to feel about this. Yeah, I got nothing.
Saying spin-off doesn't really mean much of anything. Rohan at the Louvre and whatever the hell the OVA/manga about Rohan is called is also a spin-off of Part 4, so it just means more Part 4 content. I mean, they've done this already. They've already done this like 3 or 4 times already, so it's not really anything new conceptually.
Practically. Talk about gameplay again really fast. So this is now time skipped Jonathan before we actually get Tom on, and the only key difference is that I think he has slightly more reach with his punches, and he has one new combo ender. And to his credit, it's a good combo ender. Like, it actually just knocks your opponent flat on the ground, and you can actually just like maintain pressure super easily that way. It's a small thing, but it does add up in the long run, especially with these kinds of fights where instead of needing like 10 combos to put down Dio, I'll probably only need like 8. It's a small thing, but hey, it does add up, so it's kind of cool.
Dio's physique right now, he looks like Mike Hagar with his suit still on.
Oh yeah, that's right. We should have. I mentioned the things about the physiques earlier. You can see that it's already kind of getting very improportional. I can't imagine what an actual bodybuilder would look like. Well, then again, I guess we do have the pillar.
But you know what?
Yeah.
But you know what the thing is? These people actually look like they fill out their body now. They don't look like they're wearing hockey padding anymore like they did half an hour ago.
That is true, but also it's funny because you're right, but conversely, it's also worse because the kinds of like outfits they're wearing, it makes their heads, especially Dio, look supremely tiny on the body, like someone just shrunk their head. It's very fucking funny.
Of course, that's going to be a running constant, but at least the rest of their body is more proportionally filled out.
Yeah.
I said this a second ago, but are you getting screen tearing? Because I saw a diagonal line run across the screen.
You say you're seeing screen tearing. I'm saying that I'm occasionally getting like frame drops from the recording. It's really, I don't understand why for the life of me.
You'll see it in post. Diagonal black line just run across the top right corner of the screen, or that part of the screen. It's
not impossible. But it might have just been an emulation error because, yeah, trying to run some Japanese games on emulator is a chaotic experience to say the least.
But to talk about frame rates though, from what I've seen, it's mostly been pretty smooth. I haven't seen anything yet as miserable as what was happening during the streams.
Okay, when I say frame drops, I'm not really talking about like slowdown in the game. What I'm talking about is frame skipping on the recording.
Ah.
Yeah, that seemed to have been popping up earlier, and it was definitely noticeable with like some of the camera changes because of the guard button. Oh yeah, you can see here I'm going a little bit ham because all of a sudden I'm realizing, oh yeah, Dio's not really doing his job and actually holding the guard button, so I may as well just fuck him up for it. Fun shit.
That is a nice suit.
Yeah. So I guess to also address this now. Man, we talked about this before, and I still kind of think it holds true. Yeah, Part 1, Jonathan is a more engaging character than Part 3, Jotaro. I don't think that could be disputed, really.
Whether you like what he's supposed to be or not, Jonathan is at least a character.
I actually just
Jotaro-
had this realization in my mind. The problem with part 3 Jotaro is the same problem with part 2 Sasuke, where where there's an attempt to draw this character as Guts from Berserk, but the problem is that when you write a cool like silent character, you need to be in their head a lot. Like you need to know what they're thinking and what they're feeling. Like actually have reactions, but just have the cool facade. Like that's a key problem with Sasuke, and I'm realizing also was a key problem with Jotaro because, like, the end.
I'm fairly certain.
What's up?
I'm fairly certain that Stardust Crusaders actually precedes Berserk.
What year did actually? No, you're
88,
right. Actually,
I think. Precedes it by a year or two. But the problem with Jotaro's character is that Jotaro is not a character. Jotaro is a mannequin.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me rephrase what I was saying. That like trying to do the silent character archetype, you need to be inside their head and just, like to empathize with them to make up for the fact that you don't see what they're trying to convey. Jotaro completely misses that mark.
Yeah, you don't get anything from Jotaro hardly ever.
Yeah. Jonathan himself, while on the surface he is a fairly generic like protagonist, you do still see him go through the motions, and you do still see him grow, especially once the vampires come out and learning Hamon and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Jonathan grows, albeit slightly, as a character over the course of his story. Jotaro remains the same person he is in the beginning, right up until the tail-ass end. And you could argue maybe a bit into part 4 as well. He grows during part 4, actually, believe it or not, but he reverts. Yeah. But he reverts almost completely in part 6.
Oof.
Yeah, he's just less of a character, completely inattentive, and ignores his daughter's existence for the most part.
By the way, if I ever sit on like a save screen on this game for like a few seconds, it's because I'm also like getting up doing chores while I'm letting these cutscenes play out. So sometimes it takes me a few seconds to get back to the keyboard. Oopsie. So it's all coming out right now. Well, I guess to wrap up that thought, yeah, Koichi really helps Jotaro become a character. Being a quasi dad really helps with that. A mentor figure, I guess you could think of it as.
He was already a father by that point.
Yeah, and I really like Eyes of Heaven because the very end of that game actually. I really like one part of Eyes of Heaven because it shows young Jolene like right at the very end of the game, and that was super cute. And I got a little teary-eyed from that because it was super adorable. I like that.
Yeah, that's one of the few things that Eyes of Heaven did was really good. Was in this new reforged timeline, Jotaro actually brought Jolene with him to Morio.
Yeah.
Because she would have been like 7 years old at the time, I think.
Yeah.
Or no, like 4 or 5.
I think eventually she probably would have been sent away early on though because of the threat of Kira, but that notwithstanding, yeah.
Yeah.
Still don't know who her mom was. Anyway.
Nope, because that's just not important.
Woman can't survive sex with a Joestar. What are you talking about? Especially not.
It's one of those things where it's like even doubly funny because while we've never seen him, we've got 2 different backstories and a name for Jotaro's father.
Yep.
Do you know the name / occupation of Jotaro's father?
I don't remember his name, but I know he was a fighter pilot. Oh no, he was a jazz musician.
No.
That was it. The fighter pilot was Joseph's dad.
Yes, George Joestar II.
Of course it was the second.
Yes, because George Joestar I is dead now.
I know. I just always find it funny.
I'm sorry, will be dead in the next like 15 minutes.
I just always find it funny when someone has the name of a forefather that early, like not even a generation removed. I think it's fairly funny.
Irina was honoring Jonathan's father.
I know, still a funny concept in my eyes. Anyway, sorry, irrelevant.
But yeah, depending on what version you're reading / watching.
Oh, here it is.
Depending on what version you're watching or reading, Zephyr Kujo is either a Japanese businessman or a jazz musician. Take your pick.
I like Jazz Musician more. It's got more characters to it. Doesn't mean shit for Jojo's character, but it's funny and cute.
Well, no, it might, because remember when he was pulling all that crap out of nowhere in the very beginning in the prison, one of the things that he had Star Platinum bring him was a guitar.
Oh yeah, that's right. Anyway, so I want to talk about what's on screen right now really quickly. The tiny bow tie on Jonathan. And I'm convinced that this
they don't give Jonathan his funny hat that has a brim on both the front and the back.
So I would like to mention that I'm convinced at this point in time Araki is practically spoofing himself. Because Jesus Christ, that bow tie is so microscopic on this big tall boy, like monstrously so. It's like if you were to give like a very tiny hat to like a giant stone golem for a point of comparison. Anyway, million things happening right now. So it looks like Dio is in fact going to go poison the dad, and while Jonathan is looking for evidence of this fact, oh my god, the slow motion is obnoxious here. He comes upon this place called Ogre Street looking for the point of sale, and it turns out this place is a little rough. Such that suddenly, oh no, I'm being attacked by the cast of the Fist of the North Star. I looked it up. Speedwagon here does look exactly like one of the long-haired characters from that show. Oh my god.
Of course.
Of course. But conversely, it also brings us one of the single most important characters in the whole fucking franchise.
Speedweed.
Speedwagon withdraws Cooley, which is included in this game.
Even Speedwagon is afraid is another one of those very worst memes ever. I hate it. Speedwagon, his best wife, it was still a great meme, but even Speedwagon is afraid is one of the terrible ancient memes.
I will not disagree with that, but it's at least offset a little bit by the fact that Speedwagon is easily the single best bro character outside of Okuyasu.
Yes.
I did not quite begin the trend of Joe Bros wanting to bang their friends' moms, but hey, it's a start.
Right, so how the fuck does he make his hat fly?
No idea. I think it's just a straight magic trick. It's not Haman. It's not vampirism. It's not even like some weird passed down Buddhist / Indian like magic trick. No, it's just straight up like I can spin my hat and make it fly.
It's not even attached on wires or anything.
Nope. But for what it's worth, weird unexplainabilities like this, I can appreciate it. It really does add to the mysticism of the series. It's like, it's kind of like back in the day of Metal Gear Solid, before everything was literally explained away as nanomachines or parasites.